This is a video about how to use the Bridge Edge Loops tool. Your most basic way, I'm in object mode in the upper right. You can either click to go into edit mode, or I can press the tab key on my keyboard. So I'm in edit mode. Right here we have vertex, edge, and face mode. I'm going to go to face, and I'm just doing this for the demonstration. I'm deleting the face. So if you have a hole while you're modeling your keyhole problem, a simple way to fix that, I can go to edge mode. I can click edges that are across from each other, and then I can go to edge, bridge edge loops. That is a very simple way to use bridge edge loops. Now I'm going to select this entire box. I'm going to press A, select all. I'm going to right click and subdivide just to get some more geometry. Again, this is just for the demonstration. So there are many instances where you can use the Bridge Edge Loops tool, but it's going to be a little bit more complex. If we go back to the simple, if we have these two faces are a hole, and we have a hole right here, we can either go one by one. I can select this edge and this edge. Just make sure you're not selecting any edges behind accidentally. And then I can go to edge, bridge edge loops, and then I can do that again, or I did undo, Control Z. I can select those two edges at the same time, those two edges across. I can go to edge, bridge edge loops. Now, as customary in traditional 3D modeling, at a high level, production level, you're encouraged to always create with using all quads. You want to minimize your triangles, and then you never want to have n-gons. An n-gon, if we go right here and select these edges, this is again just for demonstration purposes. An n-gon is a face with 5 or more edges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is an n-gon. We do not want this. So, and then if we have a hole, it is a little bit more complex to fill in this hole. So you can do this multiple ways. I can select all my edges, and then I can go to face, and I can go to fill. It's going to fill in with this these triangles. And that is actually going to be helpful for this method, because I'll show you another method where not having those triangles there can make it more complex. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to do Control R, the loop cut tool, and I'm going to hover. So this is another reason you don't want triangles or n-gons, because our triangle here, it doesn't go, the loop cut does not go all the way through, and then our n-gon up here, the loop cut doesn't go all the way through. But if we have all quads, it goes all the way through. So it doesn't go all the way through, but we are going to use what we can. We're going to left click. After you left click, you can move it anywhere, but if we want it directly in the middle, I'm going to right click, press K for our knife. I'm going to click here and here, press enter, do K again, and here, press enter. And now, because we want all quads, I'm going to select these two edges, X, and dissolve. You never want to delete edges or delete vertices. You always want to dissolve vertices or edges. So I'm going to dissolve, and now we have our quads back. Now, if we do this again, and we create our hole. So if we have this n-gon hole, another way you could solve this is selecting edge, edge across edge, and we can go to edge, bridge edge loops. An issue we're going to have here is that if we try to use the knife tool we're gonna hover over the intersection and then go up. It's not connecting because these are two separate pieces. So that is, it is connecting over here, but it's not connecting where we need to connect. So a way we can solve this is in this version where we use the bridge tool instead of the fill tool, I can do Control R and I can put my edge loop, left click and then right click. I can use my knife tool to close up this to make it all quads. Now, as an expert 3D modeler, I know because we couldn't make that jump using the knife tool, now I know that we have two vertices here. This is just something you'll have to remember and acknowledge, and when you get more practice, you'll be able to spot it. But because it didn't go all the way through, if I click on this vertex and move it up or down, we have this hole. So we need to fix this. If we try to put our box around here, we have that section selected. I'm going to go to this overlays drop down and show our statistics. Currently in this current mode, it says we only have one vertex selected, but we know that there are two there. So to solve that, I'm going to, in the upper right, go into X-ray mode and select, and now we can see we have two vertices. So you'll have to do this in vertex mode when you have overlapping vertices. We can now go to, typically I associate tools with their components. So this is vertices. I'm gonna go to the vertex drop down, but I don't see merge. But that's, if you don't see it in the specific drop down for the component, you can go to mesh next, and now we see merge because you can merge vertices and edges, so it's going to be under the mesh. So I go down to merge and then at center, and now we can see our two vertices is now one. Now, if we have a triangle, I'm going to make a triangle with my knife tool. If we ever have a hole that is a triangle, we can just use our fill tool that we used before. Select all those edges and face fill, and so that's an easy way to fill triangles. So we filled triangles, we filled quads, and we filled n-gons. That is going to be really helpful for your keyhole assignment. And then because I don't want any triangles, I'm going to press X and dissolve that. So now I have my quads, because if I Control R, it is always going to go through all quads. If you have n-gons, it's not going to go straight through.